Happy Friday. I love it when I can say that. And I can do that 52 times a year. It is Friday, the 27th day of May, 2022. Getting ready for the 3-day Memorial Day weekend, the unofficial start of summer. And I mean unofficial because it ain't going to feel like summer. Not this weekend. Anyway, it's starting today. Already seen a little bit of light rain, which really wasn't in the forecast, but there's some light drizzle in some pockets in north central Washington. The change has begun for Mother Nature. Temperatures are going to be cooler today. Cooler still Saturday. We're going to bottom out on Sunday. Warm back up a little bit on Monday. Next week, as we welcome June, looks pretty good. But we got to get there first. That all-important Memorial Day weekend weather forecast is on the way. A little windy today, too. Thought I'd throw that out there. We'll touch on what made headlines on Thursday with our newscast. Seahawks continue camp at the VMAC. The topic of conversation, who's going to replace Russell Wilson? It's not going to be me, I can tell you that much. Also, State High School Sports Championship Weekend is here, and we'll preview who's playing for what and when. When we get to sports, we'll have the obscure holiday, as we always do. Today in history, some celebrity birthdays to pass along to you. An opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and part 2 of our profile of the bird scooters, which are now here in Wenatchee. Not in East Wenatchee yet, although there's been cases of people taking them over the pedestrian bridge and then leaving them on the east side, but that's another story altogether. Bird scooters, part 2. In the back half of the program. And of course, it's Friday, and you know what that means. We guarantee you a 5-star show or double your television viewing pleasure back. That's what we do around here. It is 55 degrees. Let's start our tour around north central Washington. Let's fire up them cameras and take a look at the Wenatchee Valley proper. And there we go. From the Wenatchee Heights, looking directly due north. It looks like there is a little bit of light rain up there, doesn't it? On Birch Mountain. A little bit of light rain, I think, or that could be an optical illusion. I'm not sure. I'm told it's raining lightly in Dryden and down in Ellensburg and out in Quincy. Getting some light drizzle as well. Hills are still green. Normally they start baking themselves out, but with all this unseasonably cool and wet weather we've had really for the last 2 months, hills are still pretty green. Good morning to the Wenatchee Valley and the mighty Columbia River. Camera 2. Mr. Darby wants to go visit the lake, and a lot of people will be visiting the lake this weekend. Always a popular place to go, Lake Chelan. Of course, the lake is not quite up to full, but it's really, you can't really tell. You'll be able to get your boat in the water without any problems at all, but of course the water is cold. The Columbia River is cold. I checked again this morning. It's still only 49 degrees, and Lake Chelan is not much warmer than that, so quite the shock to the system if you hop into the water. It's cold. Good morning to Lake Chelan. Hope you have a good weekend up there. Camera number 3. Rock Island checks in. Good morning. You can see almost all of Rock Island from that incredible view high atop the bluffs overlooking Rock Island. Malaga off into the distance, DeMilt, and elsewhere. And every time I look at that picture, I just want to go golfing. Just want to go golfing. That's just the way I want to do it. It's a very walkable golf course, by the way, the Rock Island Golf Course. If you like to golf and get in a little exercise, that's about the most pedestrian-friendly golf course in our area. It's pretty flat. A couple of holes towards the back 9 and the end of the back 9, and you have to hike up pretty good, but that's really about it. And camera number 4. Ooh, a misty, cloudy view of, well, it's probably the Black Mountain camera looking at Leavenworth. Is that correct, Uriah? That is correct. Good morning, Leavenworth, the Black Mountain camera. Now, yesterday we had that camera pointed almost due north. Now it's pointed to the west, which is why we can see Leavenworth. And it looks like Leavenworth might be getting some light rain. Certainly cloudy. And that's what we're going to have, really, for the Memorial Day weekend. But I want to jump ahead to next week because we're finally going to get, it looks like, a pretty nice stretch of weather once we get through the weekend. Just, wouldn't you know it, of course, for the big 3-day weekend. Most people have 3 days off. Weather is not going to be very nice, but once we get to Tuesday, the last day of the month, we're going to see highs into the 70s. Wednesday, close to 80. Thursday, perhaps into the lower 80s, which is nice. We're looking pretty good once we get to June, but we got to get there first, and we're not there yet. Unfortunately, from the National Weather Service, here we go. For the unofficial start of summer, it's going to feel a lot more like spring. It is spring, of course. Lots of clouds today, some light rain. It's going to be breezy. Those gradients are going to tighten up. And that means the winds will be picking up in intensity, especially out in the Columbia Basin and the Waterville Plateau. A little bit here in the Wenatchee Valley. We're talking winds about 12 to 17 miles an hour this afternoon. Gusts above 20, certainly not out of the question. So breezy conditions as well, with a high of 67. Our normal high this time of the year is 74. Yesterday we hit 72 degrees. Sunrise, by the way, this morning, 5:12. Sunset, 8:45. That's 15 hours and 33 minutes of daylight. Saturday, cooler still. Under clouds and again light rain and a high of 64, 50 for the overnight low. This is a cold front ushering in some chilly air. It's going to hang around on Saturday, going to hang around on Sunday with a chance of rain again on Sunday and a high right around 64, give or take a couple. Also a little windy at times on Sunday. I wanted to mention that. You see that 17-mile-an-hour wind on Sunday. It'll start exiting the area Sunday night, but it's going to take its sweet time getting out of here, this cold front. So we're still going to be a couple of degrees below normal on Monday, but at least we'll have a few sun breaks to offset the temperatures there. And then we get nice. Tuesday, 75, 79. When was the last time we hit 80? Probably September, I'm guessing, of last year. It's a possibility by the time we get to Thursday of next week. But again, for the Memorial Day weekend, it's going to be cooler than normal. Lots of clouds, except on Monday, Memorial Day proper. Intermittent rain and wind, especially Friday and Sunday. Not as windy on Saturday, but the temperatures, as you see, about 10 degrees below normal. 7 minutes after the hour, a 1-minute break, and then the news on this Friday is right around the corner. You watch and Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a 4-letter word.
I think we should hire more people.
Doc, late for a meeting.
Hey, we need to build a home office.
We're adding another bathroom.
We need a warehouse.
I can't imagine how we do that.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Hi, I'm Katie Joslin and I'm a pediatrician at CVCH. We know that as new parents, you have a lot of decisions to make. At CVCH, we have a team of caring pediatricians and family medicine providers who love to take care of newborns. As you're making that decision of where you'd like to go, we hope that you'll consider coming to CVCH, where any of the providers you choose would care for your baby as if it was one of their own.
A couple of pockets of light rain here in north central Washington. Downtown, we're at 55 degrees. We'll be in the upper 60s today with some wind and some clouds and some light rain. Only to the mid-60s on Saturday and Sunday. Slightly warmer, a little more sunshine on Monday. It's 8 minutes after the hour. One of 6 people charged in that alleged gang-related shooting in East Wenatchee last year is expected to enter a guilty plea. In Douglas County Superior Court on Wednesday, attorneys said they have reached a plea agreement with 17-year-old Angel Eduardo Montez of Wenatchee. Montez, who was 16 at the time of the June 5th shooting near 9th and Baker Streets, was charged as an adult with armed first-degree assault, first-degree robbery, and unlawful possession of a firearm. Police said he and 5 other men who were all awaiting trial ambushed the shooting victim and opened fire as he fled in his vehicle. One man was wounded in the leg. Prosecutors had sought to try the other 5 defendants in a single criminal trial, but Judge Brian Huber rejected that request earlier this month. Montez will appear in court again on June 15th to enter his plea. The main suspect in a rash of Wenatchee Valley thefts involving construction sites has now been formally charged. In those thefts, 35-year-old Enrique Juarez Rodriguez of East Wenatchee charged Wednesday with second-degree theft in Chelan County Superior Court. He was earlier charged with possession of stolen property in Douglas County after a police search of his home allegedly found stolen construction items related to as many as 20 construction site burglaries going back to January. Police say they're still working through the collection of heat pumps, appliances, lumber, and all kinds of materials allegedly found in the search. Yesterday, Juarez paid a $50,000 bond that would allow him to be released from jail ahead of trial. Police say they don't believe all of the burglaries could have been carried out by just one individual, so if you have any information about the case, you're asked to contact law enforcement authorities. A Moses Lake carjacking suspect was arrested Thursday afternoon. He was found hiding in a shed on Maple Drive Northeast, just outside of Moses Lake. Grant County Sheriff's Deputy Kyle Foreman said a woman who was hiding in the shed with the suspect was also arrested, apparently with an outstanding warrant. The man allegedly stole a car in Moses Lake Wednesday and had led law enforcement on a pursuit, but he was able to get away. Foreman said deputies received information that the suspect was at a home at the 9,000 block of Maple Drive Northeast. He said the man was barricaded inside the shed when deputies arrived, and after a short standoff was apprehended along with the woman. Invasive weed watchers, including in the city of Wenatchee, are encouraging people to keep an eye out for early growth puncture vine. I hate these things. We call them goat heads. They're noxious weeds. They're painful to step on. The first sprouts of the plant begin in early June. They can grow into a huge mat. Pulling them up early stops their spread. If they're left to grow, goat heads can injure an animal's foot. They can easily get lodged in shoes and bicycle tires. That's how they get spread. If you want to learn more about identifying and combating goat heads and other invasive weeds, the Chelan Douglas Land Trust is going to hold a training session June 7th at the Saddle Rock Trailhead from 5:30 to 7:30. And here we go. Holiday-related traffic. It's coming. The state's expecting all kinds of traffic jams. It's always the case on Stevens and I-90. Starts today. They use historical data, the DOT does, and they estimate when the passes will have their heaviest traffic loads. Well, red coloring on the map you're going to see there indicates the highways are expected to reach capacity, meaning just the smallest of incident can cause significant backups. That'll be the case eastbound on US 2 Stevens Pass beginning at 11 o'clock this morning. It'll continue into the evening. It'll pick back up again Saturday morning from about 9 to 11 when eastbound lanes will again be congested on Stevens Pass. And traffic on the pass will begin backing up again on Monday, this time, of course, westbound. The state says it'll stay that way from about 9 in the morning until late in the evening on Memorial Day. Meanwhile, there's an even longer periods of heavy traffic expected on I-90. Snoqualmie Pass over the weekend. Today's eastbound traffic will be bumper to bumper, they say, from 10 this morning until 7 o'clock tonight. And unlike Stevens, the I-90 congestion is likely to continue both Saturday and parts of Sunday as Memorial Day weekend traffic slowly makes its way to our side of the mountains. And the busiest traffic of all, Monday on westbound lanes on I-90. Look at that. The state says the traffic backups will start about 9 a.m. on Memorial Day and stay that way, well, all day, right on into sunset. Pack your patience. That's what's making news at 13 minutes after the hour. We'll have one more newscast for you to wrap up the week with Grant and Eric at 5, 6, and 10. And with the preview, here is Grant Olson.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, we ran out of time last night, but tonight we will have our weekly Pause for Pets feature from the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. Big weather changes in store for us beginning today and lasting right through most of our Memorial Day weekend. I'll have all the details in your complete North Central Washington weather forecast. And in sports, Eric Granstrom continues his coverage of high school sports playoffs and has a look at tonight's series opener between the Mariners and Astros. That and all the day's news stories coming your way tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. Friendly reminder, we got Monday off, so there will be no newscast with Grant, and I won't be here either on Monday, so heads up on that. No Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, no evening news on Memorial Day. At the bottom of your screen is how you can get a hold of us. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call at the number that you see. You can email us. You can go to our Facebook page, drop us a note, or go to our homepage. Pretty easy to do it. We like it when you get a hold of us, especially when you compliment me. After a quick break, of course, it's May, so it's time to talk about Seahawks football. Mariners didn't lose yesterday. Mariners didn't play yesterday. Plus, high school championships for the spring sports are now underway. It's all coming up in sports 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Find Find ageless beauty at Chelan Valley Skincare. Cindy offers the most up-to-date treatments for personalized skincare. If sagging skin or acne scars are some skin challenges for you, Chelan Valley Skincare offers non-invasive, non-surgical skincare. With up-to-date technology for shorter treatment plans, you'll benefit from Cindy's expertise to help you accomplish your skincare goals. Please stop by their website for details on all their services. Call Cindy today for your free consultation.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guest for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
Minutes after the hour, Seahawks are at the midway point of off-season workouts at the VBAC in Renton. The battle for quarterback, of course, is what's grabbing everybody's attention. Geno Smith and Drew Lock battling out to find out who's going to replace Russell Wilson. Coach Pete Carroll says Lock is doing well, and he's picking up the offense.
He's right with us. Geno really has the package nailed, and so I have that to gauge him on, and so he's hanging with G throughout all of this, and we're not holding anything back. We really have just unloaded the installation at this time. He's doing well.
Of course, Russell Wilson is gone, so for that matter is Bobby Wagner. So there's a bit of a hole in the leadership on the Seahawks. Coach Pete Carroll says linebacker Jordan Brooks, though, is stepping up in that role.
He's feeling it. There's an example of a guy that is feeling the opportunity. That he knows he's in front. He knows he's got to call the shots and he's got to make the adjustments. He and Cody in particular, both those guys are engaged with this level of communication that positions them to leadership, and so it's fun to watch, and I can tell they're really accepting that that challenge, and so it's not something we're not talking about. We're on it, and it's there's something really concrete about this transition right here that's important for those guys and important for us.
Jordan Brooks is entering his third season with the Seahawks, and he credits Bobby Wagner for teaching him what it means to be a leader.
Yeah, it's been different, obviously without those two greats not being here. But, like we was talking about earlier, the culture here is great. And so the guys know what the expectations are. And, the leaders that we have here that's still here, we got to embrace the role and get everybody else to follow. Leading by example, I think that was the best thing that Bobby showed anybody, just the way that he carried himself while he was in these buildings, and his day-to-day routine and what he did to get prepared for practice, let alone the game. And so I think that's the biggest thing I took from him.
Seahawks wrap up OTAs, by the way, next week, and they gather again. Mandatory minicamp comes in June, and then, of course, training camp in late July. Mariners had the day off yesterday, and boy, do they need it. Seattle entertains AL West leading Houston the first of 3 games at T-Mobile Park tonight. Justin Verlander is Justin Verlander again. He's been pitching really well. He'll take the ball for the Astros. Chris Flexen will hope that they score runs for him. First pitch on Root Sports Northwest tonight at 6:40. Just 2 games involving the American League West last night. George Springer and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. hit home runs. Toronto knocked off the Angels 6-3. 3,203 fans in Oakland last night. That's a partial sellout. The A's hosted Texas. The Rangers' Adolis Garcia tied the game at the top of the 9th with an RBI double. Nathaniel Lowe won it for Texas with a 2-run home run. The Wenatchee Panthers going for their second state championship at the 4A tournament this weekend in Puyallup, Sparks Stadium. For today's semifinal, it's the Panthers and Skyline. They'll do battle at 4 o'clock. The other semifinal, Bellarmine and Pasco. The losers will play for 3rd and 4th place tomorrow at noon. The winners will play for the state championship at 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. The NFHS network has the exclusive rights to televise the games, so if you want to watch the games, you have to go online and pay a subscription, or you travel to Puyallup and pay admission. The Eastmont girls softball team left town yesterday. They're in Spokane. The state 4A softball tournament begins today. Eastmont's first-round opponent this morning at 10 o'clock, Kamiakin. Lose, and the Wildcats will take on the loser of West Valley and Jackson at 2. Win, and they'll play the West Valley-Jackson winner at 4 o'clock. Cashmere's in the Tri-Cities for today's State 1A softball tournament. Their play-in game is today at noon. against Hoquiam. If Kashmir wins, they'll take on New Sac Valley in the first round game at 2:30. Okanagan also plays a play-in game in the State 2B softball tournament in Yakima this morning at 10 a.m. Win, and they'll take on PL Willapa Valley at 2. Lake Roosevelt is awaiting the winner of Goldendale and Colfax for their first round game, also at 2. The Chelan baseball team is in Yakima, the gateway to Wapato, the semifinals of the State 1A tournament. They'll take on Bellevue Christian at Yakima County Stadium at 4 o'clock. The other semifinal, University Prep in Cedar Park Christian at 7 o'clock. The losers of today's games will play for third and fourth tomorrow at 1. The winners will play for the state championship at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. And Brewster's over in Western Washington at Ridgefield for the State 2B semifinals against Jenkins Chewelah at 4 o'clock today. Win, and the Bears will take on the winner of Colfax and Twiddle Lake tomorrow for the state championship at 1. Lose, and they drop to the third and fourth place game at 10 a.m. So we had some top 3 placers. First day of state track yesterday. Okanagan's Sydney Sparks placed second in the triple jump, and Liberty Bell's Dexter Delaney was third in the 1600. Those state meets continue today and tomorrow in Cheney and Tacoma. Those are just some of the games that people are playing at 21 minutes after the hour on this Friday, the 27th day of May. We want to wish everybody happy National Cellophane Tape Day. Everybody calls it Scotch tape. It's not really, Scotch tape is a trademark. It's a brand. There's hundreds of different brands of cellophane tape, but we're all familiar with Scotch tape, which was invented in the 1930s by a guy by the name of Richard Drew. It got the nickname Scotch tape because he made up a prototype of this cellophane tape, and he gave it to a body shop painter because they tape over what they don't want painted to test it out. And he brought it back and he says, "This stinks. Take your Scotch tape and try to put more adhesive on it." Scotch in the 1930s, slang for cheap or stingy. So he improved it, gave it back to the body shop painter guy, and he tried it again. He said, "Now this is what you call good cellophane tape." And he took the nickname Scotch tape and ran forth from there. I think this is one of those staples that everybody has, not even in their office, but everywhere. Everybody has a roll or two of Scotch tape just hanging around. It's handy, and it's sticky. I wonder how much Scotch tape they sell over the holidays. Kind of curious about that. Anyway, happy National Cellophane Tape Day. Let's make it official. Don't want to get in trouble. 23 minutes after the hour. Today in history, 2 iconic structures opened to the public on this date. The first one was 92 years ago, May 27th, 1930, the Chrysler Building. At 1,046 feet tall, the Chrysler Building opened to the public in Manhattan. It was, at the time, the tallest man-made structure in the world. It didn't last very long because 11 months later, the Empire State Building opened in New York City, and so much about that. So for 11 months, anyway, the Chrysler Building was the tallest structure in the world. It's still the tallest brick building in the world. Yeah, it's made of brick. And even though it's called the Chrysler Building, the Chrysler Automobile Corporation really had nothing to do with it. Walter Chrysler, the owner and chairman of the board of the Chrysler Building, actually paid for the project himself because he wanted to leave it to his children. So it's called the Chrysler Building, but it really doesn't have anything to do with the Chrysler Corporation. It's a cool building, too. Really neat. And happy 85th birthday to the Golden Gate Bridge, the most photographed bridge in the world, opened to the public on this day. We actually have footage of the opening ceremonies of the Golden Gate Bridge. It took 4.5 years to build it. So between San Francisco and Marion County, California, you could actually cross the strait. The War Department owned the land on both sides of the strait, so it had to authorize the construction of the Golden Gate Bridge. During the 1930s, before they actually started building the bridge, there were over 2,000 lawsuits aimed at preventing the Golden Gate Bridge from being built in the first place. Almost all of those lawsuits filed by private ferry companies who ferried people across the strait, realizing if they built the bridge, they'd be out of business. And by golly, they built the bridge and they went out of business. Didn't work. The 19 workers who fell from the bridge but were saved by the netting below became members of what they called the Halfway to Hell Club. And it is still a remarkable bridge to travel over. It is pretty cool. The Golden Gate Bridge is 85 years old today. I've seen it twice, kind of. The first time was in February, and you couldn't see the bridge because of the fog. The second time was in October, and it was a day like that, and it's pretty cool to look at. Happy 65th birthday to one of the rock and roll classics, That'll Be the Day, by Buddy Holly and the Crickets, was released on May 27th, 1957. It would eventually go to number one on the Billboard Hot 100, the only number one hit that Buddy Holly ever had, and it took 17 weeks. It slowly, incrementally climbed up the charts until finally on September 23rd, 1957, it finally went to number one. It's one of the 10 all-time rock and roll classics. That'll Be the Day. You could go to your record store and buy that very record on this date 65 years ago today. Happy 60th birthday to the Big Fire. That's about the only photo I have, because the fire is underground. In Centralia, Pennsylvania, they had the coal mine, and directly above the coal mine was the town dump. And somehow or another, the town dump caught fire, and it spread down to the coal mine, and the fire began 60 years ago today in Centralia, Pennsylvania. It is still burning and will continue to burn for the next 250 years. Because it's a coal mine and it's on fire. They sealed off the coal mine, of course, but it's coal, so it's just going to keep burning. The town of Centralia, Pennsylvania, by the way, was evacuated. It no longer exists. So happy 60th anniversary to the fire, which is still going to burn long after the rest of us have exited our earthly vessel. And finally, May 27th, 1981. That would make it 41 years ago today at the Kingdome in Seattle. Kansas City Royals center fielder Amos Otis hits a slow roller down the third baseline, and, well, here's what happened.
Otis, right-handed hitter against reliever Larry Anderson. Fastball tapped at the plate. It'll trickle down the third baseline. The Mariners are going to let it roll. Lenny Randle gets down on his hands and knees and blows on it like a curler, and it goes foul. Randle puts on quite a show, and here comes Jim Fry out, and he's going to protest with home plate umpire Larry McCoy that Randle cannot get down and influence the direction of the baseball. A little full swing trickler by Otis down the third baseline. It looked like it might just stay fair, and Randle coming in make you forget Laurel and Hardy in a hurry, and he comes in. looked like your basic man with a broom. The curler out on the ice and blows it foul.
I have never seen that before in baseball. If this is allowed, Kenny, that will be part of the arsenal, I'm sure, of the third baseman from now on, especially on AstroTurf. They may give him the base, and I think that's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, there's no rule prohibiting somebody to blow the ball into foul territory, but you can't manipulate the ball in that way. They gave Amos Otis a base hit. Nice try, Lenny. And by the way, the Mariners lost the game 8-5. And at 28 minutes after the hour, let's do some birthdays. A few historic birthdays for you. Wild Bill Hickok was born this date in 1837. Made the mistake at the age of 39 in 1876 to play a certain game of poker in a certain saloon. Wild Bill Hickok always, in public, sat with his back in the back of the booth so he could always see everybody else in the saloon or the tavern or wherever he was. He was paranoid about that, but when he showed up to play poker on this particular day, the only seat that was available put his back to the rest of the people. Wild Bill Hickok got shot to death. Of course, aces and eights. If you have a pair of aces and a pair of eights, you have a dead man's hand. For you superstitious poker players, and I've had, two pair of aces and eights, if I get them, I just fold. I don't even care if I have a chance to win. Just makes sense. Wild Bill Hickok, born this date in 1837. Sam Snead, considered by many professional golfers to maybe have the sweetest swing ever. Jack Nicklaus called his swing the perfect golf swing. He was born this date in 1912. 82 victories on the PGA Tour, is tied with Tiger Woods for the most all time. 82. Tour victories. He never won the U.S. Open. He finished second in the U.S. Open 4 times, but he never actually won it. The only major he didn't win. Sam Snead, born in the state in 1912. Henry Kissinger. Henry Kissinger is 99 years old today. He's been in the news. He's told Ukraine, just give Russia some real estate and they'll probably back off. My favorite line from Henry Kissinger, who said, the nicest thing about being really famous is that if you get stuck in a boring conversation with somebody, they always think it's their fault. Henry Kissinger is 99 years old today, and a couple of baseball Hall of Famers celebrate the very same birthday. They are exact contemporaries. Bags. Jeff Bagwell, Hall of Famer, Houston Astros, great ball player, is 54 years old today, as is Frank Thomas, the Big Hurt. He's also in the Baseball Hall of Fame. He was inducted in 2014 on the first ballot. Both Jeff Bagwell and Frank Thomas are 54 years old today. If I was a pitcher, I would not want to have to face either one of those guys. 31 minutes after the hour, an opinion from Mike Mad Dog Magnotti and part 2 of our introduction to the bird scooters. They're now here in the city of Wenatchee. Download the app, give one a ride. We'll let you know how you go about doing that when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
You don't want to see this happen. It's the oil light on your car. Oil is the lube of life for your car's engine. At Alignment Pros and Express Lube, they pour the best oil your car deserves. Expect fast, friendly, superior service in a clean environment. They'll change your oil and perform a 21-point inspection while you enjoy the comfort of their amazing waiting room. Keep your car in top shape at Alignment Pros and Express Lube in East Wenatchee.
With all the variety on SureStream TV from Localtel, there's always something to watch. But what if you hit the couch in the middle of all the shows? That's a perfect time to use the features Catch Up or Restart. Catch up on shows from up to 3 days ago, or restart your show from the beginning. Go to your guide and select the show to restart. Then play, pause, rewind on your schedule. Don't forget, SureStream TV from Localtel lets you decide when shows begin.
Hi, I'm Chuck Dronan, Managing Member at Eplodolin Retirement and Assisted Living. It's been a tough year for all of us, but especially for those working and living in senior care facilities. Over the course of these many difficult months, our staff at Eplodolin has been vigilant in adhering to federal and state guidelines to protect and assure the safety of our residents and their caregivers. If you're in need of assisted living for a loved one, give us a call at Eplodolin. We're here for you.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment. So my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
My name is Anaisa Lemus, and I teach at John Newberry Elementary. I had a tooth in the front that was just always causing me problems. It was just happening so regularly. I went to go get a root canal done, and the root canal didn't help a whole lot because then it came back. Both of my parents went to Dr. Divis's office. They really recommended him because he had done such a great job on their teeth. I went and really have had a really pleasant experience with him. He just made me feel really at ease with everything. He was really confident with what he was doing. He said, you know, this is one of his favorite parts of his job, which really made it easier for me because, you know, when you're really passionate about something, you know, they're going to do a good job. As a teacher, my students, you know, I'll tell them randomly sometimes, oh yeah, with my fake tooth. They're always so shocked. Like, what? It looks like your real tooth. And I'm really happy with the results now.
This is Dr. John Divis. Please call us today.
Watch Vibrant Living, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center. Find out about programs and activities for ages 50 and over, and meet amazing seniors who contribute to our community. New episodes Sundays at 1:30 p.m., replayed throughout the week on the NCW Life channel. Get your body moving. Tune in for Vibrant Motion, featuring low-impact aerobics hosted by Connie Townsend. These workouts are great for all ages. Vibrant Motion, brought to you by the Wenatchee Valley Senior Activity Center, weekdays on the NCW Life channel.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. Now's the time of year to upgrade your boat from a new motor, a bow mount, installing a state-of-the-art GPS fish finder, or just fixing your trailer lights. Make your appointment today. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. Spend more time on the water and less time at the shore. Get ready for summer fun now at Bob File Boats and Motors.
If you could live anywhere, where would it be? And what would it be like? With today's home values, this is the perfect time to sell and make those dreams real. When you work with a world-class agent at Coldwell Banker, you benefit from trusted guidance and our revolutionary Seller's Assurance program to make your home sale more rewarding than ever. So it really is true. Your dreams don't have to be just dreams.
Summertime is almost here, and that means that Wenatchee Apple Sox Baseball is right around the corner. Come spend your summer nights at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium and root on the Apple Sox. Apple Sox Baseball is family-friendly and affordable, with tickets starting as low as $7. Come on out to opening day on June 6th, sponsored by Ag Supply, as the Apple Sox open up a 7-game homestand to begin the summer. Wenatchee Apple Sox Baseball, celebrating summer one inning at a time.
I'm here at the Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, where there's a ton of cool stuff to do. You can learn how the dam harnesses the power of the Columbia, walk inside a Native American Tule Lodge, and steer clear of disaster on the Rock Island Rapids. You can check out the new fish viewing space and even stare a salmon right in the eye. Explore all this and more at Chelan County PUD's brand new Discovery Center at Rocky Reach Dam, now open year-round.
This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, I recently saw an ad for an investment opportunity on Facebook. And I've heard other advertisements to invest my money on the radio and other such places. And my question is this: if this particular investment opportunity is so great, why is somebody who wants me and every other jamoke out there to give them their money, why are they doing it on Facebook or on the radio? I mean, good grief. I mean, if the return on investment opportunity is so great, why do they have to go to the public with it? You know, if I knew of a sure way to invest and rake in the dough, I'd be tempted to keep it myself or share it with people who are close to me, not cut an ad on KPQ. Good God. This is Mike Mad Dog McNaughty, and that's my opinion.
NCW Life Channel is your local TV station. We provide the latest news from around North Central Washington weeknights at 5, 6, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson. If it's happening in your neighborhood, we have you covered with a staff of reporters who are always on call. Grant will also keep you up to date on the latest weather, and Eric Grandstrom covers sports. It's all on your local TV station, the NCW Life Channel.
Did you know that nearly 50% of pet poisoning cases involve human medications and prescription drugs? Sometimes the culprit's a curious dog, but cats get into their share of trouble as well. Other times, pet owners mistakenly give their pets their own medications that are safe to people but toxic to their pets. Dr. Shauna Baez and her staff care about your pets. Go to pawsandclawsvh.com for a complete list of medications to avoid or call 888-PAWS.
Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa has hot tubs in stock now. Spas are scientifically proven to improve sleep and ease arthritis pain. Let us help you find the perfect spa today. Blue Lagoon Pool and Spa is helping families reconnect, one hot tub at a time.
Are you dealing with a pest or weed issue and you just don't know what to do?
We use the best pest control methods approved for areas with kids and pets.
Whether it's rats, mice, ants, or spiders,
or something else altogether.
We provide the coaching and solutions you're looking for.
And you can know that your dollars are supporting a local, family-owned and operated business.
Allow us to help you get back to living healthy and pest-free. Harvest Valley Pest Control.
The road can be a crazy place. Uh-oh! That's why Les Schwab Tires fixes brakes, steering, and more. And those guys don't. Keep driving. I'm just glad Les Schwab puts my safety first, so I can backseat drive with confidence.
Hit the road safely with Les Schwab and save up to $150 when you buy select tires with financing. Les Schwab Tires, celebrating 70 years of doing the right thing.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
Hi folks, welcome to Save Mart. How can we help you today?
We're looking for a recliner.
Okay, right this way. Go ahead and move this chase on the other side. You can lift this up.
Great, I want that one. I like that one.
That's a great choice.
And I want this one as well.
Okay.
And I definitely want this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
At Washington Trust Bank, can't is a four-letter word.
I think I'll sell my veggies at the market.
Do you even remember to water the house plants? I do this?
You can do this.
Hey, we need to build a home office.
We're adding another bathroom.
I think I'll study programming.
Bro, you can't even connect your phone to Bluetooth.
We believe you can do whatever you set your mind to, and we'll help you get there. Washington Trust Bank, privately owned, locally invested.
Attention RVers and campers. There's a huge RV liquidation event going on now at Click It RV of Moses Lake. Click It RV of Moses Lake must make room for new inventory arriving daily. There's a huge selection of top quality RVs that must be liquidated to make room for new arrivals.
You're going to want to be at this event.
Get to Click It RV Moses Lake's huge liquidation event.
Get to Click It RV now. Are you going to be mad, bro? You probably already are.
Get the best deals anywhere at Click It RV of Moses Lake.
We guarantee it.
Hey everyone, Fletcher and Amy Ellington here from Live It Up. In the investment world, ROI stands for Return on Investment. Well, how does better health, better wealth, and better relationships sound for ROI? Join us every week right here on NCW Life and learn how to invest in the most important asset, you.
We're going to answer your questions and provide some weekly inspiration so you can create a life that you love. Join us on Live It Up.
Once again, back here in downtown Wenatchee, Kathy, introduce yourself to our television family.
Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Kathy Ramirez. I'm here with Wenatchee Cafe, and I'm so excited to try these scooters here in downtown.
Alma talked you into this. Our good friend Alma Chacon, who's off camera. She wouldn't go on camera.
Yeah.
You're going to be, your role is going to be getting the folks in the Hispanic community to not be afraid to give these babies a test spin, right?
Yeah, yeah. So I encourage a toda la comunidad latina que vengan aquí a participar en cómo manejar estas scooters.
And what did you just say for those
I just encourage all the Latino community to come in here and downtown to participate and join these scooters.
Have you ridden one of these?
No one of these, actually, but when I was 9 years old, I rode one of the previous scooters, like 20 years ago.
So outside of this show, how do you plan to get the word out to the Hispanic community? This is a cool thing to do. Great way to get around town.
Yeah, just maybe trying to ride it here around and show them how easy it is in practice, and isn't a good way to go around the downtown without having a car.
It is a great way to go around.
Yeah, it's a really good way.
I'm sorry, sir, your name?
I'm Frankie.
Frankie?
Yeah.
I have no idea. KUNT's at Kuntz. Oh, you're the mayor.
Yeah.
You're the mayor. City Council green-lighted this a couple weeks ago. They rolled out about 25 of them about 10 days ago. We just talked to Anthony. He said they got 60 in town with more coming. Are you getting phone calls? You getting feedback?
Yes, we're getting phone calls. We're getting feedback, right? It's Wenatchee. You're going to get both of those. Fun for me to see them out in the community. I've seen them around town quite a bit starting last week. Out in front of City Hall, there's a bunch of them, and they were being ridden. Saw some down on the Loop Trail. I know we haven't quite got the geocaching sort of figured out in terms of where we're going to let them go. We're sort of experimenting with how all that works, but I'd say so far so good. Great to see people out having fun on them. Hopefully those same people will stop and shop at your local stores, and a great way to get from place to place in downtown Wenatchee, and sort of that last mile of community, if you will. I know we've got some city folks that take the Link bus in, and they'll be using them for that last mile to get to work at City Hall. So hopefully they're an asset to the community, and the community appreciates them, abides by the rules. There's going to be some rules, and hopefully that everyone does that, and it's a good positive experience for everybody.
Early words that I understand, people really enjoy this. They're liking this a lot, but you're the mayor. You're going to get the emails and the complaints. Mm-hmm. Anything specific stand out, or has it been fairly positive?
Again, back and forth. I think mostly positive. I just rode one for the first time. They're not that complicated to ride. Don't get on the throttle right out of the chute. They go pretty quick. But to zip around town I think they're very safe. Obviously, I'm wearing a helmet because I just got off one, and I encourage everybody to continue to wear helmets. So if you have a little fender bender, you're going to be okay. And I think so far so good, and just be safe on them, right, and enjoy them.
If this experiment goes well, are you going to talk to your cohorts over on the east side so folks can take these over the bridge and kind of bridge this one community anyway? Would you like to see perhaps East Wenatchee hop on board in the not too distant future?
I've talked with Jerry Lee Crawford about that, and I think she's excited about it. Of course, she wants to watch it how it goes over here first, so that's okay with us. So we'll give it a try, and hopefully East Wenatchee will do it. And it'll be nice to be able to go over the pedestrian bridge and maybe do some stuff over in East Wenatchee, and then come back and do stuff in Wenatchee. You're right, we're one community, and the river divides us, but the pedestrian bridge is a great way to get over the top, and so hopefully East Wenatchee does it, and we'll have it around our community for a long time.
If a 59-year-old old fart can ride one of these, you can too.
Yeah.
Trust me on that. It's so nice to meet you, and best of luck in your endeavors.
Thank you.
And don't fall down and go boom.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to do on these things, by the way. They're pretty intuitive.
I need to try this.
From a public safety standpoint, Captain Edgar Reinfeld will join me when we come back.
Hello spring, hello savings. Now at Boswell's. Save hundreds with a free leather upgrade, or get $300 off stressless Mike and Max motorized recliners with a soft rocking motion that provides instant comfort, and $300 off the new 50th anniversary retro stressless Royal recliner, available with the iconic stressless original base. Shop Boswell's, 2915 Easy Street in Wenatchee.
The Lake Chelan Rotary Club invites you to experience the newly expanded Cycle Chelan, held June 25th, 2022. Pick your thrill from 4 rides: the Century Challenge, Cycle Divino, the Lake Loop, or the Butte Blast. All profits from Cycle Chelan are used to support student scholarships of the Lake Chelan Rotary Club. Cycle Chelan 2022. Pick your thrill today.
Let's wrap up our conversation about these brand new scooters coming to town from a law enforcement perspective. He's no stranger to the NCW Live channel. Sergeant Edgar Reinfeld from the Wenatchee Police Department. I'm sorry, Captain Edgar Reinfeld.
Same difference.
Well, no, my brother was telling me not
Yes.
after next week's council meeting, but we won't get into that.
True story.
Captain, from a law enforcement perspective, I know we're only 2 weeks into this 1-year experiment. What's from your department? What do you got?
So we're catching complaints already, and we're catching complaints about a variety of things. Probably the number one concern is just riding recklessly, shooting out of alleyways towards streets or whatever else. That's a primary concern. Another major concern is riding on the sidewalk. They clearly are labeled on them and say no riding on sidewalks. When you set up the app like I did on my phone, you say no riding on sidewalks. So keep it off the sidewalk, please. I understand it's scary to ride in traffic. City ordinance says very specifically a motorized foot scooter can't be on a sidewalk anywhere in the city. And again, that is a concern. If you're uncomfortable with that, maybe it's not your best mobility choice. And I also wouldn't suggest riding one on Chelan or Mission Street. They're one-ways, they're thoroughfares, they're state highways. Wenatchee Avenue, when I rode one last Tuesday, I went and grabbed one to go get lunch and come back to the station. I decided to see what it was all about. Definitely rode on Wenatchee Avenue, but I would not have gone up on the one-ways. It's too much traffic too fast. Whereas cross streets, Wenatchee Avenue, the traffic is slow enough, there's stoplights frequently enough that it should be okay to deal with cars around at 15 miles an hour. 15 miles an hour is not very fast. No. It's fast enough to get around. It's not fast enough to keep up with cars. Then again, if they did 35 miles an hour, it probably wouldn't be your best choice either. Probably wouldn't be the safest thing in the world. So our big concerns are the sidewalk time, riding carefully around traffic, follow the rules of the road. Don't be running red lights because they don't apply to me. Yeah, they still apply to you. And then, it's required to be 18 to use these on the rental. It looks like a lot of people are renting them, handing off to kids, and they're running around. And we don't want to see anybody get hurt like that. And please, please, please wear a helmet. I wear a helmet every time I'm on a bicycle. I have since I was like 13 years old. It's been a very long time. But I also have to say I've broken 3 bicycle helmets with my head, stacking up bikes, hard. And any one of those wrecks could have left me killed or paralyzed or anywhere in between, just severely injured. The same thing is very true here. It's only 15 miles an hour. It's not very fast. You're only standing 4 or 5 inches off the ground. Wear a helmet.
Again, probably the biggest thing is no riding on the sidewalk. If you're riding down the sidewalk and you're just barely having enough momentum to keep yourself forward, that's one thing as opposed to zipping down the sidewalk as fast as this thing can go. That's when you get into trouble, right? Which is why it exists to begin with.
We'd like to keep them off the sidewalks 100%. It's what city ordinance says, and things may evolve over time. This is an amazing new program. This is something completely different. This is new to Wenatchee. We're not unfamiliar with e-scooters and e-bikes and all these other mobility devices we've been seeing a lot of in the last few years. But this is different in that it's a rental program. It's okayed by the city. It's being pursued locally and perhaps regionally. If this thing takes off and sticks here, I fully expect our partners in East Wenatchee to be picking them up, and then it'll be a whole new way to get across the river as well. So one thing at a time, but please, off the sidewalk, please wear a helmet.
Please.
Be like me, wear a helmet so you're still walking and talking. And just
the good captain and his cohorts, they got enough to worry about without having to worry about enforcing the scooter rules. Let them do their job and do it well, and just it's not too hard to play by the rules. One last question, Captain. I'll cut you loose. Law enforcement activity traditionally picks up in the warmer summer months. Obviously, 2022 will be no exception. Are you anticipating an uptick? The traditional warmer weather, kids out of school problems that are associated in your department?
Absolutely.
It's inevitable, right?
We were kind of looking down the road and going, June's going to be really interesting. And then April ended up being really interesting. And May has ended up being very busy. So I think what we're likely to see as we come into spring is just like every spring, we'll see a rise in activity. Like you noted, a lot of kids aren't in school. They're running around. The weather's going to get nice. And for the first time in 3 years, we're not going to be looking necessarily at a society with partial or full closures here and there. a real openness for everybody to run around and do what it is they're going to do. And so with that, we expect to see a lot of activity. We'll see how it goes.
Captain Edgar Reifeld. I love teasing Edgar.
I have so many titles.
He's one of my favorite police officers. Of the 60 or so police officers, he's one of my all-time favorites here in the city of Wenatchee. It's good to see you, Captain. Thanks for your important information.
Thank you, Dan.
We appreciate it. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
The workforce and career programs at Wenatchee Valley College are for you. The programs we offer are high demand, so you can kickstart your career and get connected to industry experts. With dedicated instructors and financial support available, we're behind you every step of the way. Are you ready for something new? Find your next career at Wenatchee Valley College. We have options for learners like you.
Things have changed in the motorsports industry. Short supply and high demand have emptied showrooms. But what hasn't changed are the experts at Doghouse Motorsports. They are here to help you reserve the machine of your choice. Stop by and check out the latest 2022 Husqvarna motorcycles, UBCO, and Intense electric vehicles, and other new additions to the Doghouse Motorsports family of high-quality products.
Over the last year and a half, the industry's absolutely changed, but the Doghouse is still your best option for all your power sports needs.
Spring is more than just a time to clean. It's your time to renew, recharge, and spend time with the people you love. At Mary Maids, our cleaning services go beyond the basic services and provide you with a comprehensive clean that will re-energize your home and enhance your life. From everyday routine cleaning or deep cleanings, Mary Maids professional team members can provide you with an unrivaled experience. Call Mary Maids to schedule your cleaning today.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Hey, getting ready to wrap up another week's worth of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. About a half an hour ago, when we went to that commercial break at the bottom of the hour, I stepped outside of our studios. It was raining pretty good in downtown Wenatchee. That really wasn't in the forecast. So we had a pretty good dose of showers that passed through. It's kind of already drying out, at least here downtown. But we're not quite out of the woods yet, and we're going to be windy too. But the first thing I want to do is talk about next week, because things are going to finally improve. It looks like Grant was talking about this yesterday in the bullpen, that we could have finally, for the first time all year, a nice stretch of sunny and warm weather just in time to welcome June. Of course, Tuesday is the last day of May. Looks pretty good. We get to Wednesday, we're talking about, maybe about 80 degrees. Thursday, lower 80s. Haven't seen that in a very long time, but that's down the road. For the Memorial Day weekend, it's not gonna be particularly pleasant, at least if you have outdoor plans. Cloudy, windy today. Those gradients are going to tighten up, and that means we're going to have some wind, especially here in the Wenatchee Valley. We're going to see pretty sustained winds, 12 to 15 miles an hour, a little gusty at times, above 20 this afternoon. In Waterville, you're going to have some wind too. You always do. We'll get up to about 67 degrees, 45 for the overnight low. Our normal high and low this time of the year is 74 and 51, so we're going to be chilly. We get cooler still on Saturday, only 64 degrees, 10 degrees below normal, and a passing shower. No sun on Saturday. We do it all over again on Sunday with a chance of rain. Also, the wind will be picking up in intensity again when we get to Sunday. No real wind in the forecast for Saturday. Monday for the holiday proper, a few sun breaks, slightly warmer, and then we have a very nice stretch of weather starting Tuesday. That is it for us. Don't forget, we won't be here Monday. Have a good Memorial Day weekend. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.